What's going on, guys? This is Damien from The Lookout, and let's talk Banlist. The Banlist just dropped on the official website, still not on Facebook, probably won't be by the time that this video is out, but now we know what it is, so let's talk about it. Let's talk how I got everything completely wrong and how this is like one of the craziest things that I have seen in like quite a while, basically. So yeah, but before we begin, hit that like and subscribe button. We are on our way to 1,500 subs. We're trying to get there by the 26th of November, and we're super close. We're almost at 1,300. So yeah, maybe we can do this. Help us out. Now, roll the video.
Card market is Europe's largest platform for all TCGs. Always find the right cards by buying and selling them across Europe with other players and collectors. Be it singles, boosters, booster boxes, or any other accessories, you name it. Card market is the place to get them safely, securely, and readily available.
First card on the ban list, Heartfelt Plea. Okay, now this one just got banned. It just got banned, it no longer exists. This card was limited to one first, now it is banned. The idea is that, well, you can cheat it out easily with all of these new Zenkai cards, you know, but here's the thing. I don't agree with this one. I really don't agree with this one. And the reasoning for this is this ban feels massively outdated. It feels massively uninformed. Look at it like this. When Zenkai Set 1 first came out, everyone thought like, okay, Heartfelt Play is going to be insane because you can use it when you like Z-Awaken. Now you can time it properly. You know, like it can be pretty strong if you do things like that, but this never happened. So the rules state that you cannot Z-Awaken and play Heartfelt Play. Now the reasoning is that like, well, now you have these Zenkai cards which are big, and you know you play them, and then you play Heartfelt Play, and then you awaken, you awaken and then you play Heartfelt. Hey Evie! So anyway, the problem is that like Heartfelt Play doesn't do anything. Even with these newest Zenkai cards, it doesn't do anything. It's not even seeing play. Now, there will always be people who will say, well, you know, this is like a second secret rare. Once you get it off, it's super powerful. Yeah, that is true, but no one is playing it. No one is playing it. So this ban just feels extremely outdated. Ban number 2, King Piccolo New Ruler, went from limited to 1 to banned. Now, it's if you haven't played back in the day when you could play 4 of these, now it's crazy to think that once you could just play 4 of these guys. Then he got limited because there was a winner version, and now he's outright banned. I'm okay. I'm completely okay with this one. In my opinion, this card should have been banned immediately, you know, when it got limited the first time. It's an extremely strong second overwhelm in red. You know, you just don't overwhelm, you just play him for free and then you swing. So, it's a very strong card. It can lead to a situation where it feels very unfair when, you know, it's just a one-off and then your opponent just plays it. It goes through blockers. So like blocker negate, the blocker token part doesn't work anymore. He's a double striker, he's huge. So yeah, I understand that they wanted to take red down a notch. So they were just like, okay, let's ban New Ruler. I'm fine with this. I'm fine with this. I think that in current Dragon Ball era, you can ban a New Ruler without like massively hitting red. It's still a strong hit. I'm not saying otherwise, but I'm saying that like, okay, New Ruler can go. Now we're talking about the limited card, and that is Yamcha. So Yamcha Merciless Barrage got limited to 1. The reasoning is, you know, it's very strong, it's a staple counterplay. Yeah, the true reason why this got limited is because of the rules of how you play things in counter windows. Yamcha can basically, when you are, let's say, EX evolving, you announce EX evolving, then your opponent plays Yamcha and he just wipes your EX evolve target. He removes, let's say, your 1-drop in Cell Ultimate deck. You cannot EX evolve now. So that was the problem with Yamcha, and I'm thinking, okay, if that is the problem that which requires, this card to be addressed, then you can just go ahead and ban it. Like, as a one copy, no one is going to run a single copy of Yamcha. Not now when the Smoke Dragon exists, and we still need to talk about that one. The Smoke Dragon that just kills Unisons. Red is going to move to free cost Unisons. Definitely. Red decks which can do this will move to free costs. You have Jiren and Baby, both amazing Unisons, and then they will just use Widell. So in some decks, Yamcha is still powerful, is still worth it, but with Smoke Dragon existing and Yamcha now being limited to 1, Red will just move on to free cost Unisons and then just use Widell instead. I still believe that, like, okay, some decks, if they can squeeze Yamcha in, will squeeze Yamcha in. This is like one copy. But yeah, I can see the reasoning because of how it interacts in the counter window with EX Evolve, with Union-Potara targets and stuff like that. I definitely agree that this should have been addressed. I'm not sure whether or not I like it, as I don't like limits. I think if you're limiting, you might as well just ban the card. So I think this one is okay. Moving from banned and limited to errated cards, first on our list, Senzubin. Now, hear me out. Senzubin is used 99% of the time as a defensive tool anyway. It doesn't matter. Only a couple of decks are using Senzubin offensively. Yes, it's awesome to be able to use it on your turn. It can help you with energy manipulation on your turn. I'm not saying that people don't do that, but it's more often used as a defensive tool. Some decks play it on offense. Some decks, are sometimes pushed into a situation where, like, okay, I desperately need this extra energy on my turn. Here it's Senzubin, now I get 5k already. That's all fine, but mostly it's used as a defensive tool. Now, what I want to address, and you've heard it here, guys, the reason why this errata came now and never before, despite people asking for it, whatever Bandai says, the reason why it came now is because of the newest Gohan leader. Yeah, those of you who have playtested the newest Gohan leader know how insane that deck is with Senzubin, because that deck just spams the field for 1 energy, and then on your turn you play Senzubin, you're ready to energy, you play 2 more battle cards. It's extremely aggressive with Senzubin. That's why this thing got hit. Believe it or not, it got hit because of Gohan. And people who have playtested Gohan, let me know in the comments. People who have playtested Gohan, you know that the deck is insane with Senzubin on your turn. So yeah, Senzubin, do I agree with it? Yes. I don't care. Like, I don't care, honestly. I think that 99% of the time we will still use it as a defensive tool, so okay, whatever. It's no longer as flexible as it used to be, but still it is, a defensive tool as it was always meant to be. So it's fine. Now the one that I cannot get behind is Violent Rays. I think Bandai, no offense to anyone who designed like this errata, but I think that this is the most pointless errata that I have ever seen. I understand the reasoning. The reasoning is, 20k power or more in 1 turn is now more common than it used to be. So when Violent Rays came out, it was, it was meant to stop like boss monsters and, like big things, but 20k, everything is 20k now. So Violent Rays is a bit too strong. I agree. I don't think that Violent Rays is super OP or anything, but I agree with the reasoning. Bandai, I completely understand the reasoning. The problem, however, is you're changing it from 20k to 30k. Both, and here's the big thing that's blowing my mind. I can get it for battle cards, although except an occasional Dark Broly at some locals, You don't really have decks that are running around with like 30k guys that you just spam them on the field, or a whole bunch of boss monsters with like 30k dual attacks that you need violent rays to stop them. And the other thing is, the thing that I don't agree with, the thing that just boggles my mind, is I know that this was done for consistency reason, but can't attack with unisons of 30k or more. What unisons, Bandai, what unisons are 30k or more? What unisons are people playing that are this big? Please let me know. Like, please, Bandai, once chime in my comments and let me know which unisons are 30k or more. Because, like, I fully agree with the reasoning with, like, everything is 20k. I don't believe that, like, oh, there's so many 30k, boy, big things. But, you know, it makes sense, because you want to stop, like, big things with it, but then, like, you just negate them with something else. But 30k unisons, that's really... Other than consistency, like, Bandai, you could have really just let it be 20k unisons. You know, it hits Boo Unison. And Boo Unison can rot in hell. So, yeah, I don't agree with this ban. Basically, with this change. I don't agree with it. At 30k, you might as well just ban it. At 30k for both you might just as well ban it. But it was reprinted in Collector's Collection, so it's valuable, so okay. I understand, but I'm not happy about it. The quickest errata that we will go through is just Beerus the Visitor. This card is just errated in a way that, like, before the way it was worded, you could actually let it resolve once and go into the energy in rest mode, and then you could just continue paying energy and drawing cards because you cannot resolve the other effect because the permanent is blocking it. Now it just makes it so that you cannot abuse this and just pay one energy draw and then just like spend a whole bunch of energy and fill your hand. This is fine. There's really nothing else to say about this. VEGITO Resolve Renewed should have been banned. Like, okay, I'm not saying that like ban VEGITO Resolve Renewed, but if you are touching it, ban it. Or just do some errata change, but not this. This card was errated to work only with the VEGITO Leader. So VEGITO Leader, which is already extremely insane, which is one of the craziest red leaders that we have had in a long while, now just got better, and everyone else, every other red leader, lost Resolve Renewed. So like, why? Like, it's a huge hit to red. It's a massive hit to red. And it's a huge boost for yellow, because like now you can play your robotic riposte without the fear of VEGITA coming out and stopping you. So this is a huge boost for yellow. But for red, it's a huge loss. And the idea of like, okay, let's erratate and let's give it to one of the most powerful leaders, red leaders the game has ever seen. Because VEGITO Leader, we might talk about this in the upcoming weeks. That guy is... Anyway. Just, I don't agree with this errata. If you were going to touch it, then I'm not sure what would have been changed, but not leader locking it. Like, no, if you're leader locking it, then at least lock it to like Saiyan leaders. Not so that other leaders, except VEGITO, can use it, not to VEGITO, who is already insane. So that's my big issue here. That's my big issue with this errata, and I heavily disagree with this one. The last card is Brawly Crown, and I got this both right and wrong. I got it wrong when I thought that, okay, Bandai is never going to add a whole line of text to a card. I got that one wrong entirely. I was right when I told you that this card never got an errata. You know, the finals version wasn't errated. Now, it has a line of text that prevents it, it's a permanent that prevents it from being played by skills. So now you need to pay one to play Brawly Crown. And I'm going to tell you this immediately. Some might consider this a hot take. I'm going to tell you this immediately. This isn't as huge as you think it is. It's not. This doesn't kill Brawly Crown. Brawly Crown is still an amazing card. Just, okay. Broly Crown was revealed back in 2019 when I was covering Brussels. I was there I was one of the first people in the world to see this card. I was there when it was revealed. I'm not sure no, I haven't revealed it, but I was there. Anyway, and this card has been good, and you had to pay 1 energy for it forever, and it has been good forever. It saw play forever, and it's still going to see play, just because it's no longer insanely busted because of the Gogeta Unison. Like, just because you cannot free play it anymore, and it's not like, oh my god, this is like insanely busted, doesn't mean that the card is bad, doesn't mean that the card is dead. Like, Broly Crown is still going to be seeing play in every single red deck. You're just going to be paying 1 energy for it, like you did, for many years prior to today. That's it. And I must say, I fully agree with this errata. I agree with this errata. It prevents it from being super busted while not taking away anything from the card. And that's basically it. Now, instead of the breakdown at the start of the video, we'll just have a summary at the end. My thoughts and opinions in the summary. I think that this ban list is awful. Like, I really think that this ban list is awful. I will make another video next week. We will be talking about, the winners, the losers, the implication of the ban list. But for my first discussion video, I think that it is awful. I think that it doesn't address the problem at all. Gogeta will just play Omen of Awakening instead of Resolve Renewed. Sin hasn't been addressed at all. Sin is still amazing. Red Yellow Sin is the best red deck in the game right now. Probably the best deck in the game right now. So this ban list it killed red, basically. Red is dead right now outside of Gogeta and Sin and VEGITO. Everything else in red is now tier 2. Nothing is playable anymore. I mean, like, everything is playable, but nothing is, tier 1 anymore. That's an issue. It's basically, people have complained about red so much, and I have complained about red. I'm totally taking my portion of the blame. I'm the guy who made it the 70% data breakdown. So I'm taking my portion of responsibility for this. But people have been complaining about Sin and Gogeta, and what Bandai did right now is an equivalent of going to a shooting range with a machine gun, and you have like targets of Gogeta and Sin, and then missing them. Like you pick like a huge minigun, and you just pray and pray, and you miss both of your targets. That's actually what this ban list did. It killed everything else in red. It just butchered everything except like VEGITO. VEGITO is good. But like, it didn't hit the problem at all, and nothing is going to change. Gogeta and Sin are still going to be the best decks in the upcoming format. They're still going to be the best decks in the finals. The only thing that happened is that everything else in red is dead. And I heavily disagree with this. For the blue change, I think that's fine. But we will talk more about this, because there will be shifts in the meta in colors right now with this ban list active. More about this on Monday. So stop by on Monday, and then we'll talk about, a deeper breakdown of what the next metagame is going to look like. That's it for the video. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think of this ban list? Are you happy with it? Are you sad? I predicted that people will be upset. So let me know, are you upset with this ban list? I told you my opinions. We'll talk more about this ban list on Monday. But yeah, I'm not happy. And I'm not even a player who mains, red. I main green, and I have some red decks, and I look at red and I feel sad right now. So I'm definitely upset with this ban list. Yeah, to being completely honest. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read all of your comments, I try to respond to everything. I love our little community. And hit that like and subscribe button, help us get to 1,500 subs by the 26th of November, and then we're gonna have a giveaway, so that's cool. This has been Damien from The Lookout, and I'll see all of you in the next video.